Are you ready for a pattern review? Well, I'm not gonna waste your time. So if that's some content you would like to see, keep on watching. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Rochelle from Rochelle.Handmade.Designs, and in this video I am doing a quick pattern review for the Sew Your View for this month, in the month of October, utilizing Simplicity 9375. Now before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe button, and also turn on the notification bell so you are notified every time I upload a new video. If you are new to the channel, welcome. Hello, ciao, guten tag, aloha, hola, konnichiwa, wagwan, bonjour. If you are returning, you know what to do. Go get something to drink so we could go ahead and do this quick pattern review. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and get right on into the pattern description for this pattern, Simplicity 9375. All right, so this pattern is a skirt pattern. When I seen Sew Your View post the pattern for this month, Simplicity 9375, I thought about this is nice, and I wanted to do it in plaid, so that's what I did. Now the pattern description is a faux wrap skirt with length variation. It also has a twist in the front. It has two front darts, two back darts, and then it has an invisible zipper. Also, you could do a button closure as well. All right, now I did view D on the pattern, which I will talk more about here shortly. Let's go ahead and move over to the sewing skill level. Now for the sewing skill level on the Simplicity website, it's rated as average. Do I feel that it is an average pattern? Yes and no. So I think the reason why it's rated as average is because of the twist. If you do view A through C, I did view D, which is the button with the extended strap, okay? Now, the reason why I did that view versus the twist, I didn't want to fool with the twist and all that good stuff. Plus, I have a skirt with a twist already, which is Simplicity 1366, which I will go ahead and put up on the screen as well so you can see that twist style skirt. All right, so I did view D because I didn't want it extremely long per se, because I knew I wanted to still wear boots, but I still wanted it a little short into my knees. Also, like I said, I didn't want to deal with that twist, so I just went ahead and did the button and the extended strap. So that's what I did for mine. Let's go ahead and talk about the fabric used. So the fabric used for this pattern is I believe it's a Snuggle flannel fabric it is from Joann's. Now the actual color of the fabric, I purchased it last year, so if I could find the name of the fabric, I will put it up on the screen as well as in the description box below. But if this colorway is not available, you could get any colorway that you choose to. So with this fabric, I actually used this fabric last year to do Simplicity 8221, which was the shirt dress by Mimi G in the fall of last year. Well, I had more of this fabric left over, and when I dug in my stash for plaid, this is what I came up with. So I did kind of like a two-piece set per se. I have a dress and a skirt as well. All right, let's talk about the pattern pieces. So for this pattern, I used 4 pattern pieces. So I want to say I used 4 pattern pieces. I'm going to get the patterns. Actually 5 pattern pieces, and then I drafted my own waistband. So I used pattern piece number 1, the front, pattern piece number 4, the back, pattern piece number 5, the pockets, pattern piece number 8, the front overlay, and then pattern piece number 9, the band. I did not use any of the facing pieces because if you don't know by now, I like skirts with waistbands instead of the facing, okay? So that's what I did for my pattern. So let's talk about pattern sizing. So for this pattern, it comes in 2 envelopes. The first envelope is 6 to 14, and then the second envelope is 16 to 24. Now the size that I cut was a size 20. However, it did not even matter because with the size 20, the finished waist measurement, when I measured across the waist, was a 34, I believe. 34 and a half, I believe. And then for the hips, it gave me what I needed of a 46. However, I did grade out the hips. I can't remember I can't remember how many inches. I think 2.5. I think I graded it to a 48. But I'll look at those measurements and tell you in the description box below what the waist and the hips was for this skirt. All right, if you are wanting to know. All right, let's talk about, so I talked about the size that I cut. Let's talk about modification. So let me move back one. So this pattern comes in 6 to 14 and 16 to 24. The size that I cut was a size 20. All right. Let's talk about modifications. So for the modification, the only modification that I made for this pattern was to draft a waistband. Now, all I did was took my measurements, which was, my waist measurement is a 33. So I took that measurement and I basically cut it in half because I wanted to do it on the fold. So basically I made a rectangle 17.5 inches long to give me 35. I'm sorry, not 17.5, 16.5 to give me 33. So I measured across 16.5. And on the fold, right? You don't have to necessarily put it on the fold, but I did 16.5 across, and then up and down I did 2 inches. Okay, so 16 inches left and right, 2 inches up and down, and created my box. And then I made sure to cut it on the fold. I have a tutorial where I showed how I draft my waistband, and then I made a 1/2 inch seam allowance all the way around it. So top, bottom, and one side, a 1/2 inch seam allowance. So when you open it up, after you cut it on the fold, you open it up, you should have a waist measurement of 33 inches by 2 inches. Now I did cut 2 on the fold to have that 2 inches instead of fold it down. The only thing about that, when you do that and you cut 2, when you install your zipper, like it says in the pattern, you do not install your zipper before you put your waistband on. You put one of the waistbands on, install your zipper, and then put the second waistband on. I hope that makes sense, okay? Otherwise, you will be installing a hook and eye. I do not like hook and eye, so I had to make sure I attach the waistband, then install the zipper, and then install the second waistband, which counts as your facing, if that makes sense, okay? So that's what I did when it comes to modifications. All right, let's talk about, did it look like the photos or the drawing on the pattern envelope? Yes, it does, minus the waistband. I thought that it was, you know, nice and gorgeous and everything. Now, when it comes to my photos, I took these later on in the day after work. So it was roughly about 6 o'clock when the sun was going down. So it was hard to find good lighting for these pictures. So once again, if I can find some sun over the weekend, I will retake these pictures for my record book. I'm going to keep the ones that I have, but also probably take them again when I wear the skirt again, because I did wear this skirt to work today. So yeah, enough about that. All right. Are the instructions easy to follow? Yes, they are easy to follow. But I have made many skirts, so I really didn't need the instructions. The only time that I used the instructions was when I was putting the front overlay together. So, but yeah, they're easy to follow as well. All right, let's talk about first time experiences. So did I have any first time? Let me back up one. Likes and dislikes. I do not have any dislikes whatsoever. It's all love. First time experiences. So I do not have any first time experiences for the skirt. Like I said, I have made a wrap skirt. I have made a full wrap skirt as well. So I don't have any first time experiences for this skirt. Would I sew it again? Yes, I would sew this pattern again, but if I sew it again, it would be the twist. Like I said, I would sew it again, but probably not right now or anytime soon, I should say. All right. But if I wanted to, yes, I would sew it again. Would I recommend this pattern to others? Yes, I would. I'm not sure if there's a sew along for it or anything. Would I do a sew along for it? No, I would not do a sew along for this pattern whatsoever. If anyone else want to do a sew along for it, by all means do so. But it's just for me, I would not do a sew along for this pattern. So you would have to check YouTube to see if there's a sew along for this pattern. All right, let's talk about my pattern rating. So for this pattern, I am stepping this pattern as a 4.5 out of 5. I like this pattern. I love this pattern, but I'm going to step it as a 4.5. All right, well, that's it for this pattern review. I hope you enjoy. If you make this pattern, go ahead and use the hashtag #SewYourView, hashtag SYV submission as well, and also tag #SewYourView in your posting on Instagram. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time.
Ay, okay, let it be known. I'm working hard when I ain't on the phone. This ain't a hunt, this ain't a Faux. Grind never stopping, I'm keeping it cold. Unlocking the door with the holy key. You supposed to be this close to me, and hopefully you understand G.O.D. Maybe this cold and I'm talking like no degrees. This ain't a fluke. I seen it way before it ever happened. He gave me the view. I had to put in my time.